from the first to the second batch of Tolks, or generations, V1, V2, I've made a couple of minor changes. Nothing hugely significant, but a couple of little changes. One of the changes I made in partway into the second V2, I changed stop pin suppliers. The new stop pins I am getting are now ground 440, hardened 440C steel. They're at Rockwell somewhere between 52 to 58. They vary a little bit, and honestly, it's really hard to fully test such a small part. However, they're significantly better than the previous pins I was using. Their tolerancing is better in all dimensions. Everything about them is just a superior pin. But I've already machined a lot of the scales for the old pins. So the stop pin holes on a lot of those scales, for example, are just not quite deep enough. The hole is just shy of how deep I need it to be. So I'm going to end up remachining those holes by putting them back on the fixtures and deepening that pocket just a little bit so that I can use the new stop pins I have that, as I said, are 440C. So I ended up writing a little bit of code and a real simple bit of G code to just drop in there and deepen that pin slot just a little bit so that these will drop right in without being too long like they currently are. So here's how that's going to work. When I originally designed the Tolk, I was using SolidWorks, but those original models are still perfectly correct, or the models I have in SolidWorks are still correct. So I have brought those into Fusion 360, which is the program I now use for both modeling and for CAM, as I find it's just a much more seamless software in general. And frankly, the price is right. So what I've done is I've set two origin points, which you can see over here, as G56 and G57. Those are my two origin points because G54 and G55 are already being used on my CNC. So I decided to go ahead and use different origins that I can set specifically for this particular operation. So I've set one hole as G56, the other hole as G57. That way I can probe each hole individually and set them perfectly so that I'm not mismachining or machining in the wrong location. I'm perfectly machining each one of the two holes. Sorry, not terribly much to see.